going on, everybody? It's your boy Astro. Hit the intro. Ha! All right. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Astro. I know you probably haven't seen me in a few days, maybe a week, but I'm here. I'm here with you. All right. Now, the internet is going pretty slow, so, just stick with me. Bear with me. I don't know what's going on, but it is what it is. Okay. All right. So, what's going on is, as you know, we're here. That's right. We're here. And today we're going to focus on something that I've noticed that you guys have taken a sort of a liking to, or I should say a curiosity to. Now, let me figure out why this is going so slow so we can make it happen. 1 second. I think I know what the problem is. I got to close all these windows. I got to close all these stuff that I'm using. That's the reason why it's going so slow. All right, that's the reason why, guys. Sorry. Let me just click it all out so we can move faster. All right, it's starting to move faster. I see you. Give me a second. Save and close out. All right, okay. I'm seeing a faster response now. All right, y'all. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Astro. Glad to have you with me. You can like, join. So for those who find that, they're not, I'm going to soon move most of my members from YouTube into Patreon. All right. Because we want to save you money too. You know what I mean? And it's not just about me receiving from you guys. We want to save you guys money. YouTube be charging a lot of money to you and to me. And Patreon sort of cuts the middleman out. And I know it sounds like a very, crazy thing to say. I appreciate the members, but if you move to Patreon, you're going to get more for your buck because I host live Zoom calls where we talk and explain and we go over your charts. We select the people and we go over your chart. So it's a better feel, okay, I would say. So if you guys are open to it, like I said, I don't want to cut YouTube off completely. I'm not. I'm going to use YouTube to bring you guys to membership that is better for your pocket. All right, y'all. So anyway, I don't know why it's moving so slow. We got to take a look at that and see why the reaction time is so slow for me. Because I can't really, I'm watching myself and I'm like, what's going on here? This is absolutely slow as hell. Well, the reaction time, that is. All right, so I may start this over. And if I do, just join me again. All right, if it starts to get annoying to me. Now, I mentioned that yesterday, I think somebody was scrolling down my page and they saw my post about the Draconic chart. And all of a sudden it came back alive. I think I made that post in 2002. 2022, a few years ago. And it seemed to strike a curiosity. That means that I had questions in my inbox about what Draconic chart, what does it mean? Why is it different? Like, what does it mean for me as a person? And I'm going to explain to you what it is and why it's different. Okay, so the natal chart, if you didn't know this, is the ego chart. It's your ego. It's the ego that you chose to be or to display in this lifetime. Your natal chart is not truly who you are as a soul. It is not the accumulative life that you had. Now, some parts will give you an essence of it, like the moon or the north node or the vertex or some other placements, but it's not the, it's just the choice that you made to be in this lifetime based upon karmic debt, right? That you chose to experience in this lifetime. However, your draconic chart or your draconian chart is who your soul is what your soul is. All right. So whatever sign is on your ascendant, your moon, your sun, and all those other placements, this is how your soul truly feels. And the messed up part about it is some of your ego charts or natal charts are in direct conflict with your soul chart or your draconic chart, which means that there's a conflict within. You want to know if you're really being your authentic self, if your soul and your ego is aligned, then look at your draconic chart in comparison to your natal chart. If your sun in your natal chart is square to your sun in your draconic chart, you are in direct conflict with your own self. This is why you don't feel comfortable just being human being. Some of y'all be like, I don't want to be here no more. I don't feel right being a human being. This feels like a false reality. Well, it is. This earth is a false reality. Is our experience so we can grow. It's not the true self. And not to say that you won't feel hurt, because I be feeling hurt, man. And I know this is a false reality. So I know for some of you who are just getting onto this knowledge or information that this is a false reality, I know it's hard for some of you. Okay. I know it's pretty hard, but your draconic chart tells you like what it is, who you are, what's going on with your soul. And as you progress, because the draconic chart stays the same, as you progress with your natal chart, in your progress chart, and your progress chart comes into what I consider a synchronicity with your draconic chart, then and only then you are going to feel as if you are living. Then and only then you're going to feel as if you are on the right path. Everything is going well. La la la. That's just what you're going to feel. And when there is a direct conflict between those two things, you are going to feel as if something is happening. All right. I'm going to share with you what I mean by that, because living on earth could be a hard thing for a lot of people. All right. Could be very, very hard. I'm also doing Ask Astro. Okay. If you have 3 questions that you may need answers to, you can cash out Astro $Astro Einstein. You could message me your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, your name, and we can get your 3 questions answered if you want to. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at how a draconic chart will look. Some of you, let's build it up. All right. So let me press. Right. Okay. Let's just, sorry. Let me Let me look for my chart so you guys get a sort of clear understanding. Ooh-wee. All right, let's scroll down. Natal. All right, so this is the natal chart. So the Draconic chart would be right here. Okay. We do the Draconic chart based upon the moon's north node. All right. Based upon the moon's north node. Now, based upon the moon's north node, okay, you will see that I am an ascendant, a Pisces rising as an ascendant. I'm a Pisces rising, which comes off as being vulnerable, open, spiritual, psychic, intuitive, an old soul. Somebody who is, you know, sort of very empathetic. That's the overall synopsis. And then you see that my sun is in Gemini, and my moon is in Gemini as well, right? So that would mean that my soul is a very knowledgeable soul. Now, the Draconic chart in this software is fully set to Placidus. However, if we really put this moon in the fourth house where it's supposed to be, it would be the moon and the sun sitting in the sign of Gemini, which means I come off as somebody of a fourth house sun, which I am, and the moon in the fourth house, which, you know, would be a little different. But it shows that I'm a communicator, a teacher, somebody who is very knowledgeable, has information, you know, very, very equipped when it comes to that. Also, moon, the sun in Gemini, moon in Gemini knows and have a lot of friends in a lot of places. They just get along with everybody. All right. So this is how I would be like operating from a soul perspective. Okay. My Venus in the Draconic chart is in Cancer, conjunct my Neptune, which means that from a soul perspective, I love empathetically. I enjoy things that are very traditional, and also, you know, from my culture and things dealing with family. This is what I do, right? So there's a part of my soul. Okay. When you look at the, you know, the Jupiter in Aries, conjunct the North Node, that's normally indication of a teacher. But it's in the first, it's in sign of Aries, which represents the self, the autonomy, you know, individualism. And this would mean that my soul is a teacher or a teacher or a warrior teacher, somebody who is very adamant about teaching and focusing on doing or focusing on his purpose, meaning that I'm a person that's literally, my soul is, I'm here because this is my spiritual duty as a spiritual warrior. If that makes sense to you, that's exactly what I mean. And the Mars is in Pisces, supposed to be in the first house, and so is the Dark Moon Lilith in the first house. Now, I've been called a grifter. I didn't even know what a grifter was, but I was told that, you know, I attract people and lots of people because of my energy, because of my vibration. And normally, Dark Moon Lilith and Pisces in the first house and conjunct Mars, conjunct the ascendant, would be a sort of a indicator of somebody who does that. You see, that's in total contrast to my natal chart. So this is a soul perspective that I'm giving you guys. All right. From a soul perspective, my south node is in Libra in the 8th house, which means that the accumulation of my experience on earth has to do with toxic long-term relationships and releasing those. Okay. Releasing those. Now, the reason why we use this chart to say it's a part of your soul is because part of the soul is experiencing other people. We're not here for ourselves. So the south node for everybody's chart will be in Libra, but it's the house that is sitting in that causes you to know exactly what area of life needs to be dealt with. Okay. For me, it's the area of, partners, money, toxic relationships, things that needs to be experienced and released. So if you know where your south node is, the house it's in, it will give you a clear indication on what you're supposed to be doing or releasing. And everybody will have south node in Libra, but it's where you have it that will indicate otherwise. All right, so you guys, so the questions, and let me see the questions that are here. Sorry, let me just scroll up. Let me just send a shout out to my peoples. All right. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? So beautiful. Appreciate you. Auburn, what's good? Hey, Jerry. Thank you very much, Keisha. August Lee, glad to see you. Thank you. All right, Auburn, became a member again. I appreciate you. But remember now, I want you guys to move on to Patreon. It's much more cheaper. The tiers are cheaper. For you guys who are not on my Patreon, is the lowest one is $5. The second one is 10. The last one is $20 a month, and you get to have access to me, as opposed to YouTube, who's really charging extra money. I'm trying to save you guys money so you can, still follow, still get information. Now, when I start like doing past life regressions, you can move back and so and so. But I want to make sure that you guys are save you a buck for your money. The question is, you said, when I pulled my chart, it had me operating as a Gemini, although I'm a Taurus. It means that your soul is mostly like a Gemini, like myself. Other questions? Are you doing chart comparisons today between natal and draconian? Draconian. Yep. I just did it just now, just to give you an explanation. Hey, Sugar, what's going on? You say, how do we send? You can send to my Cash App, and you can send the information to my Facebook Messenger, which is Leslie Demetria Brown. All right. You can send your date of birth, your time of birth, and place of birth so we can get into it. Tanya, what's going on? And now the question is, would Draconian be more so of your progressed chart? No, it would be of your natal chart, right? Because your natal chart is your ego chart. And it could actually connect with it as your progressed chart shows. Once it comes into alignment, it could work. Letitia Davis said, I'd like to participate. Well, what you can do is you can send your $20 to $ Astro Einstein. That's Astro Einstein. How you spell my name? And message me your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth in your name. All right. Okay. All right. You're trying to adjust. I know we're all going through hard times. You have no idea the kind of changes that my life has made. Now, hey, Marsha Mathis. Beautiful new day. How y'all doing? Hey, Journey Rising. Good to see you. All right, you send $20 and you get your 3 questions answered. You send it to the very right, like how Keisha said. The information is here. Cash App Astro Einstein and send to Facebook Messenger. You're gonna see the blue check. If you don't see the blue check, that is not me. It's not me if you don't see the blue verification or verified profile. All right. So let's see who sent what. Okay. Let me ask if she wants to come on. All right, so I'm gonna send a link so you guys can come on. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna paste it here on Facebook. I mean on my Facebook page and in this live here. Let me just find the live and we can do it from there. Whoever wants to come on, you can come on. I'm gonna leave the comment here and you can join my live. Let's go. Letitia Davis. All right. Mr. Oh, Mrs. Unbreakable. All right. Okay, Letitia, I send the link. Come on live. For those to join it, and there you go. Send you $20. Let's get into it. Let's see how it works. For those who want to join, you know what to do. Don't ask so much. It's only $20. All right, join the live. Let's go. Let me call you, Letitia. We're gonna listen to you from here, so I can give you instruction. Okay. We got Tonica there too. All right, Tonica. Let's see here. Give me a second. Remember, send your. You don't know. I sent you. I sent the link. Oh, you didn't? Well, it's on the Facebook. It's on the Facebook. You just click it. It's on the Facebook. The live that you're in. I sent it in a message. You're gonna see it. So yeah, look in the comment. I just commented it. I see people. Okay. I see August Lee. All right, you see it? Just join and we can go from there. All right, and just wait inside the in the waiting room for me. All right. All right. All right. August Lee, I see your cash app. You know what to do. Just I send the I'm gonna comment in it again. I'm gonna send you again the Zoom link. And don't say y'all can't come on. I don't want to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. Come on the Zoom. I just made a post. I just did it just now. All right. So come on. Let's go. I saw somebody was in one of you was in the waiting room just now. Why are you guys so afraid? I'm not gonna call you out. I'm not gonna insult you. Tonica said I jumped in too fast. It's all right. Just join. Just join. Just come in. Just come on in. Okay. So we have one that says she wants me to. All right, August Lee, we're gonna take a look. What questions you have? We're gonna pull up your chart. Since everybody's so scared, I'm gonna do yours next, Letitia. I mean, I'm August. Hey, Letitia.
Good morning.
You living? Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Like, you smile. For me, people's smiles always bring me, a sense of peace.
Oh, okay, great.
You was gonna hide your smile just now? You
I'm
better not.
joking. I'm joking.
All right. I this not your first time doing one with me, is it? No.
Absolutely.
It's the first time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I don't have your stuff. All right, let me take a look at your information and we gonna get to it. All right. So the birthday is all right, the 26th of October.
Yep.
All right. And it's your real name, right?
Yes. Well, I was born with the last name Mays.
But you got
MAY.
married,
No, but my dad changed it to his last name,
as
Davis.
he should.
Right.
He wanted his daughter to represent him. I mean, it don't matter because when y'all get married, y'all lose it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just share the screen if you could see it. Let me just present. All right. So what are your three questions, Miss Letitia?
My three questions.
Wait. First and foremost, stop. You got the exact same rising sign as me, same sun, same Mercury, and your Venus is the exact same as mine. So that's pretty cool. I just had to state that first. Go ahead.
I was wondering about my purpose house. I know that communication is a big thing for me. I just seem to catch myself struggling in that area sometimes when it comes to the world of spirituality. Anyway,
You say you feel as if you what do you feel as if you're supposed to be doing?
say that again.
What do you feel as if you're supposed to be doing?
Changing up how we view the spiritual systems that we have in place.
Okay. All right. See, like I said, I believe you because we have the same rising sign, the same sun sign, and your moon is almost in Sagittarius, like myself,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the Venus. So, looking at it, you're sort of correct. You're
Okay.
definitely correct. I sound like you've been following your chart
I,
because the reason why I said that is because when we look for purpose in a chart, we look for the North Node. We also look for the Earth, and the Earth in the chart is directly opposite to your sun.
mm-hmm.
And your sun is in Scorpio. That means your Earth is in Taurus in the 10th house, which means that
Right.
your earthly purpose is to be an authority in a particular area. All right. That's what it means. It means that you're supposed to put yourself out there, and it's your earthly purpose to some degree. Okay. Now, the North Node tells you about your soul purpose. And your soul purpose and your earthly purpose are sitting in the same house, in the same sign, which means that it's not far off aligned. So your earthly purpose and your soul purpose is sort of like together. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. So with your North Node being in Taurus, and especially with the North Node in the 10th house, like I said, is about putting yourself out there, being an authority in some degree. It's about your reputation and focusing on, being a leader in some capacity. Now, in order to understand what capacity that is, we take a look at the sign that your North Node is sitting in, and it's a Taurus. Now, Taurus is about, as you know, it's about finances, money, assets, growing, stability,
Yes.
being stable. And your North Node sitting in the 10th house in Taurus means that your purpose is to some degree focused on a stable or stability, especially financial, and stability when it comes to your presence out there in the world. In order to get more detail, we take a look at the sign Taurus and look at the planet that rules Taurus, and that's Venus. Your Venus is in Sagittarius and is conjunct Uranus, which represents change. And Sagittarius that rules spirituality, philosophy, religion. It rules sports, foreign places, foreign cultures, the idea and the concept of God. And with the planet Uranus being conjunct your Venus, this means that your purpose is to be a leader, which is connected to the 10th house, an authority of what we consider philosophy or spirituality, or like you say, spiritual concepts, and change, because Uranus rules change, radical change. Okay. It's supposed to be like a hobby for yours and also a career at the same time. So your purpose is to turn your hobby into a career and it following those same things. All right.
Right. So I do have the spiritual group. I just don't feel progressive there. Um, I think my focal points are not as important, or just doesn't appeal to a lot of people. Those quick answers that so many people want, when my thought is you really need to know yourself and how your mind works, your triggers, and all of that stuff before you touch so much other stuff. That's just my personal opinion.
All right.
So I'm sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
So I
I also,
struggle.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Go ahead. You struggle with what?
With the communication part of it all, because I definitely am at the point of, what, I'm kind of over this. Um, People don't like to listen. You just want spells and readings. I'm just, there you go, baby.
All right.
Good morning.
So you got to understand what demographic you're connected with.
Okay.
All right. And what I mean by that is this. All right. I tell people all the time, you have different kind of souls. Just like how you have different kind of teachers. You got preschool teachers, primary school teachers, you know, middle school teachers, high school teachers, college teachers. When you are doing stuff like spell work and, love, um, these sort of things, that's for the young souls and the young souls. All right. If you want, and that's okay. That's where the most popular, that's where most human beings are on this earth are at. They're either at baby or are they at young. That's the mature. The majority are moving from young into mature. So people just want to know, just have you to know that when you're teaching or wanting to reach more evolved souls, the crowd is going to be less. Not everybody from primary school makes it into high school, and not everybody from high school makes it to college. You agree with this? Right. So that means that you're not going to be as popular. Take me, for instance. I may be popular when it comes to past life regressions, but not as popular as it pertains to like the world, right? And that's because the world isn't filled with people who can, really absorb this information. And even if they do, they're still hanging on to young soul and mature soul thoughts, and they lapse there. So, like I said, it isn't a popularity contest. You got to love what you do. You can't care about if there's only 30 people on your live, or 20 people, or 50, or 100. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're fulfilling your purpose. I just want you to know that the people that are following you, or spending money with you, are not necessarily a reflection of how important your purpose is. It's just a reflection of the kind of people that are around you. Does it make sense? I can't hear you. I don't know if your mic is off or if it's mute. Somebody probably tried to call you. Can't hear nothing you say. I don't know. But either which way, I need to know your next two questions so I can move on to the next person. And I can't hear a word you say. I can't hear a word you say. I may have to remove you and then you come back in, okay? All right, you got to come back in. All right, when she comes back in, we can I also say to people that, not because people always say you are a reflection of the people you attract. That's a motherfucker. That's a lie. Because light vibrations attract everyone. You attract the lowest of the low, the highest of the high. It doesn't matter. Don't let nobody tell you that you only attract these people in a relationship because it's a reflection of you. That's a lie. That's a lie. You'll ever turn on a light outside? Do you see how much moths are attracted to that light? And they ain't there to add to the light. They're not there to even take from the light. They're not there to do anything but to hang around the light. And they will stay on it long until they fall off, and they will blame the light on their death. So don't let people tell you that because you attract this person or persons around you, that's a reflection of you. That's an absolute lie. You are light and you attract because you are that. A moth is not a light, but is attracted to the light. Can I get an Amen Ra? All right, there you go. All right, is it Lily? Hello? Hello? Lee?
Another sheet and put
Lee?
it in.
Hello? You are on the live.
I didn't even know.
Hello? Lee?
I thought you were doing the other lady.
Oh, she was on,
Hello?
but all right. So I'm gonna have to
I
just
am. Can you hear me?
okay. Yeah. Let me
Hello?
finish with let me finish with
My
Letitia.
bad. I thought you were doing the other lady, so I just had the phone down.
Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna finish her and then I get right back to you. Don't go nowhere. All right. Hey, hello? Letitia? Hello? Letitia?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Lonnie says, fighting with her life with the phone. I think Letitia, your internet service is a little slow. Your internet service is a little slow, so I don't know what's going on. You're not. I can't hear you. I can't see you.
Oh, well, we tried.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Sad.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Good. Okay. All right. So I see Letitia and I see Lily.
Heard
All
about
right. Say what?
worried about the popularity of it all. I think I struggle with completing or getting the message across on social media. You know, in real life, I'm good, but social media is a tough place. I was worried about some oppositions in my chart. I don't understand oppositions.
Okay, so let me explain that. I think that's your second question. Your second question is about oppositions. Do you mean
Yes,
like the placements in your chart?
yes,
Okay, so what do you want to know about oppositions? What they mean?
yeah. What are mine? Yes, sir.
Oh, but you got oppositions everywhere, sugar. These are just I just want you to know you are the universe encapsulated in the physical body. And
Mhm.
even though this chart has quite a few asteroids, you have every asteroid and every fixed star and every planet and every imaginary placement in your chart. And they're all in different placements and they're all going to be, to some degree, opposite to each other. It's just challenges you have to face at some degree. And your opposition of your placements is solely connected to your north node and your MC because you don't have a whole lot. You're probably your Chiron is opposite like your Venus. So are you in a relationship now?
No,
How long have you been single?
6 years.
And do you ever think about how most of your posts, what are they on? What do they talk about?
A variety of things, but you know what? Bay, finding my bay.
Okay. All right. You see where I'm going at with this, right?
Okay.
All right. So check this out. You have your Venus, which is sitting in the fifth house in Sagittarius, which means that to some degree you may be or you need to be open up to um, other cultures as it pertains to your relationship. The thing is, though, because your Chiron is opposite to your Venus, you are doing things like, especially on the 11th house, which represents social media, you are communicating stuff about relationships that are contrast to what you need in a relationship. What it means is that even though Chiron is the wounded healer, it's there to help to heal wounds and it's communicating about relationship and what not to do or what not to exceed in a relationship. That is what's really stopping it.
My
The
communication.
opposition. Yeah. So if anybody was to scroll down your timeline, what
Hmm.
would they say? What would they say about relationships and you?
That I seem like I'm fun,
Uh-huh.
loyal.
Right.
I mean, I don't give too much information about it. I don't put off that I'm just extremely serious and a tyrant or anything in a relationship. Just open.
Just open. Okay. I want, people gonna scroll down your Facebook now, right? Ever since I said that, you're gonna have more followers today than you that. All right. Because when I look at your chart, when I can scroll on your page and
Mhm.
Majority of your connections is about finding my bae, relationships, what not to do, situationships,
Yeah,
and
don't
that
go.
opposition in your chart with this same Chiron here, opposite to your Venus, it means that to some degree, what you are giving out information about may be in contrast to what you would need to have. Does it make sense what I'm saying to you?
Contrast means in same. You can compare and contrast.
In
No
opposition.
opposite. No way. No way.
I'm just telling you what your chart says.
I get it.
I'm telling you what your chart says. Because Chiron is the wounded healer. It's where you give information, but you don't heal from it yourself, which
Mm,
means that you are very great at it. You're very great at giving people advice, but you suck at taking your own advice when it comes to relationship.
okay.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So that's an opposition that you have in your chart. You have
Hmm.
Uranus conjunct your Venus. So even though see this right here, this Chiron is opposite your Uranus and Venus conjunction. In this is showing that you shouldn't have a sort. You're always going to attract people that are maybe emotionally unavailable or maybe in, like you say, situationships. But it also, as a Leo rising, you have to understand that you're here to experience relationships that won't last more than 5 to 7 years.
Hmm. My longest relationship was 15 years, and I've been single since that one.
You was that was an on and off relationship, or was a continuous relationship that was emotionally on and off?
Continuous and emotionally on and off. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all knew each other and was on and off for 15 years.
Hmm.
Would you take those 15 years back?
No,
Okay. Do you
I
feel as if
definitely
you've grown?
think everything is a
You felt
yes.
as if you've grown from that? Okay, good. Do you feel as if your standards have decreased or increased?
Hmm.
Uh, Has it increased or decreased? I'm getting to
In
this because it's increased. So
yes,
that makes it harder for you to find a partner, correct?
yes.
Isn't that the crazy part about being a woman? Like when y'all get older, y'all it gets it gets harder to date. It is what it is. And I say that because with the opposition of your Uranus squaring your Neptune, I mean your Chiron, that sort of gives it a sort of your standards becomes a lot higher, and it's contrary to what you need in a relationship. So
Hmm.
some of those standards that you may have may be in direct opposition to what you need in a relationship. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you. You know, we like to have this idea about, yeah, I got my standards are high. Then you're gonna end up all in alone with a cat and two bags. You know, it just, and we love to say, and I know it sounds very pessimistic because some people are like, yeah, but there's always gonna be, and there's always gonna be somebody say, I believe that the universe is gonna create this person out of the world, out of nowhere for me, and that's not how the
No.
universe works.
My standards from that relationship that they're high. I'm not asking for money and you gotta walk like this, talk like this. No, no, no. I'm very
Yeah,
I understand people and my patience isn't as what it
I don't blame you. You
used
probably
to.
done been through some shit. You like 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm putting up with no bullshit for 15 years no more.
But I understand that we are people. I do get that. But no, I'm not, have a big house. You got to drive a Mercedes. No, no, those are not the type of standards. I do require emotional intelligence. but my chart is letting me know I'm gonna meet people that's emotionally unavailable. That's great. Yeah.
What I mean by emotionally unavailable, I mean like there may be non-traditional relationships. If you're looking for a traditional one, they may not come in the way that you want. Now, your last opposition I'm going to point out is your moon opposite your north node, which means, and it means that it's conjunct your south node, which means that emotionally you operate like your past in your past lives. And that means that there is, there's loyalty because you're very loyal according to this. And you would fight for what you need, but you hold on to relationships longer than you should. And you hold on to the past longer than you should. Those 15 years shouldn't have been 15 years. You were operating in your past lives and you stayed there. And it cost you years of experiencing other things. But I think you understand that.
Yes.
So your moon opposition to your north node tells me that you could find yourself being emotionally feeling as if you're operating opposite to what you're supposed to be doing. And whenever you feel like you want to procrastinate and you feel you need to push yourself,
okay,
you can't hold back from that anymore. So your oppositions is what's really stopping you in your relationship and in your career or what you're supposed to be doing. All right.
Yes.
Last question.
I'm good. Excuse me. I think you covered exactly. I got some underlying messages there. I appreciate it. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, your chart is amazing because your chart look like mine's a little bit, not a lot, not exactly. So I got you. I understand, and that's what I know based upon this that you are a workaholic. That when you get into stuff, you actually work hard. So I commend you on that. And I appreciate you for for pouring into me as I pour into you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Well.
All right, let's go. Lily, I'm adding you. You're here. Then we got Keisha. Then we got. I see people sending requests, but I always see a certain amount of cash out. All right. What's going on, Lily?
Nothing at work. Trying to pass time.
Trying to
Did
pass
you receive
time.
my questions I sent to you on Messenger?
I think I'm gonna look for it right now. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay, because I don't remember exactly what I asked. So
well,
I know
you
it's
know
been a
what?
morning.
It's okay. I'll repeat them for you. All right. We're gonna go to your chart because I think I got your chart. So one of your first questions is, what are my karmic lessons?
Yep, that's what I asked.
You never asked me this question before?
I don't believe I did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I be having a lot going on, so
yeah, I
don't
understand.
recall me asking me this question before.
All right, no problem. All right, so as you know, I teach that wherever there's a retrograde, because you see these little R's here, these are retrogrades. Okay, these are definitely redos. I call them redos. Okay, where you're doing something again that you were supposed to do and didn't really get the message.
When was I
And then
supposed to do it?
I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
Then we have Pluto and Saturn. So this is Pluto here. And then we have the planet Saturn right here. Okay. Now your Saturn is in retrograde as well, which means that you are reliving the exact same karmic ties you've had in previous lifetimes.
Oh, I figured because some stuff just be too familiar with me. It be feeling like deja vu sometimes. I went
Yeah.
to California one time and I already knew that it was gonna be like a carnival right there on the beach, and I never been in this lifetime. So I was like, how the fuck did I know that? It's like I don't know.
Yeah, you're in a redo and anybody that had Saturn in retrograde, will deplete that. Now, for you, because your Saturn is conjunct your South Node and your Juno, every single partner you've had in the previous lifetime been a karmic relationship. Anytime you feel a sort of a tie to somebody, that's a past life husband or wife of yours in the previous lifetime.
Which one?
All,
Oh, so all of them was my husbands from a previous lifetime. That's
all,
probably why I feel like a way about all of them. Like I love them all.
all of them.
Okay, cool.
For people like yourself, it'll be hard for, let's say, the male energy that has a possessive nature over you
Yeah, I don't
to
do well with
be with
that.
you happily. Because according to this conjunction right here, every single one of them was your partner. And one or two of them could have been even fought over you in previous lifetimes.
Oh yeah, it's very common.
You mean in this lifetime, right? Well, in this, it
Yeah,
shows in this lifetime it could have been fought,
yeah,
fights for
yeah.
you because Aries rules fights, it rules argument, it rules conflict, it rules aggression, it also rules drive, you know, and all this other stuff. So when you look at it, yeah, I want to
I
tell you
wonder what I
something.
can do to change that.
I'm
Cause
gonna tell you a
ooh,
little something else that sounds a little bit disgusting too, and you may not like how this sounds.
oh, please,
All
I'm
right.
very understandable.
So Aries is ruled by Mars, and your Mars is in Cancer, which means that some of your male family members were also your partners as well in a previous lifetime.
What?
So what?
What? Some of my current male family members right now in this lifetime or in the past lifetime?
Your current, some of your family members that are males have been past life husbands and partners
Wow.
with you.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that because I really don't know too much of my family on my mother's side because they in New York. I'm in Tennessee, so
Okay.
I don't
Well,
really know who that may be. But that's
well,
interesting to know.
yeah, that's interesting. You asked about karmic lessons. I'm giving you all what I see.
Okay.
There are other karmic lessons that you have. You have Uranus in Aquarius, and it's in the first house, and it's retrograde, which means that you were very much rebellious.
Oh yeah, I'm
Uh,
definitely a rebel.
all right, so you were rebellious in previous lifetimes, and it cost you to the point where you didn't follow your purpose.
Ah,
Your Neptune is in retrograde in the 12th house, which means that you are also very psychic, intuitive, but you got lost, possibly in alcohol, drugs, or any kind of escapism.
ah.
Your
I love a
Jupiter is
journey.
in your Jupiter is in Capricorn retrograde, which means that, especially in the 12th house, at some point, when it came to like spirituality, you know, or anything dealing with growth, Jupiter is really not good in the sign of Capricorn. It's in what we consider in fall. It's in the 12th house. So basically, your karmic lesson is to focus on your spiritual business, which you didn't. Your
Mm.
Pluto is in retrograde, a clear indication that you got karma with the collective when it comes to fulfilling your spiritual duties, which means that in previous lifetimes you were placed in a position of power over people and you did not use your knowledge, your
Well,
wisdom to guide them how you're supposed to. So all of those are your karmic lessons, okay?
okay. And excuse me, I work downtown, so excuse all that loud noise in the background.
No problem. You also have Dark Moon Lilith and Leo in the seventh house, which also means in previous lifetimes you were narcissistic. You also attract narcissistic partners in this lifetime because you displayed that exact same thing in previous lifetime.
Mm. My reflections.
Yeah. Dark Moon Lilith and Leo in retrograde, past life narcissistic tendencies in a relationship, especially in the seventh house.
Wow.
So that's question one. What is my soul mission, life purpose here? Your purpose in this lifetime is to heal all your wounds in relationships, to
Mm.
understand the philosophy of them. All right. You're also here to experience the releasing of karmic ties with those partners to heal those past life wounds. I know this because your North Node is in Libra that rules partnership, union fashion. It also rules, like marriages, long-term relationships. It's conjunct Chiron, which represents the wounded healer, which means that you're here to heal those wounds. Now, Chiron and North Node are opposite to your Saturn and your Juno, which means that your purpose in this lifetime is to heal those past life wounds with those karmic past life relationships. See, Juno rules Libra and is opposite to the North Node, which means that you're here to experience many persons who you probably had previous lifetimes with before.
Oh, mm, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The last question, what kind of relationships am I drawn to and why? You're drawn to your past life lovers.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's something that you can't escape. Wherever Saturn is, and if it's conjunct your Juno, it's telling me that you're drawn to these partners.
That's understandable because it's like when I first meet them, it's like I already knew them.
Yeah.
So that very much explains the reason why. But I just got to work on releasing and healing. It's
Yeah.
easy
In
to
a
heal
healthy way too.
others, but it's hard to heal myself. So I
Right.
may need assistance
And releasing in a healthy way.
in a healthy way.
Yes. Not, I can't stand this bitch. F that nigga. I'm cutting him off. That just ties you.
That's pretty much my tactic. When I get fed up, I just go ghost.
Yeah, but if
So
you're
I
gonna
should
be like,
basically talk about it.
yeah, this don't do the fed up thing, don't do the anger thing, because what you're doing is you're tying yourself to that person for another lifetime again.
So don't do the anger part. Just let go.
No, just listen. I'd like to come to an agreement with you that this isn't working for us, not on animosity or resentment. I just know that our time and our karma has been served, and I love you. And we won't enter in a relationship, but if you need me, we can always communicate. We could talk. I'm not blocking you off. I'm just saying that that part of our dynamic is not here anymore.
Okay. I like that. I'm definitely going to use that probably
Because
today.
if you don't, if you don't, guess what happens?
What?
You end it with regret, with animosity or anger, or you're just tying yourself to them again.
The point, I don't know, the point I am in life, it's not that much anger. I'm very understandable. So, you know, I worked on myself. Back in the day, I used to be a little crazy, but now I'm healed in certain levels. So the anger part would be easy for me to control, but just going ghost, that's my biggest flaw. I like to cut people off by just going ghost. So now I'll just give them the time to let them know that it's not working, and then I'll let go that way. Because every time I try to cut somebody off, they always come back.
Right.
You know,
Well,
so
well, those are your three questions. I know
it's very
when it comes to
interesting.
on a superficial level, because your Venus is in Gemini in the fifth house, you're gonna always attract more than one person at the same time.
I
You
always
kind of
attract more than yeah. It's very
that's
common.
that's always
This
gonna
is my
be.
energy, I guess. It's just like a light. People's very
We
attracted
only
to me, so I
right.
appreciate that. Like it's very understandable. And as far as like my spiritual powers, I still have them. Like it's so easy to like pick up on people around me or energy. So I'll use that in a better way, I guess. I just
Hmm.
feel like I can't control people's life, so I don't like giving out advice no more because I don't want to
Right.
be responsible for their
Okay.
actions.
All right.
So I be knowing the outcome, but I rather not say nothing at all.
All right. That makes sense. I
Yeah, it does
understand.
make sense. But I really appreciate you answering my three questions. So I'll take that into aspect and just work on it moving forward.
Yeah. All right, Lee. Chat with
All
you
right.
later.
Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. All right. We got Crystal. We got Keisha. Keisha, I'm gonna add you. You're gonna be my last person. All right. All right. Crystal, you're on mute. Unmute your mic.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Are you?
All right. Yep. Can you hear me? I'm at work. So let me see if I can close my door.
Now, did you send your information to me already?
Oh, yes, I did, but I sent it by Facebook. You want me to? When y'all send Messenger, I thought y'all meant Facebook
Oh, I
Messenger.
got it. Yeah, you said it. I got it.
Oh,
I
okay.
got it. I got your information. I'm gonna just put it up right now.
All right.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you for sending it. Hi, nice to meet you, Crystal.
Jackson, I just got divorced, so
You say you. What was your? You say Crystal Jackson.
that's my birth name.
Crystal Jackson. You were married to a Jackson.
Nope, my married name is Thomas
All right. You want me to put Jackson or Thomas?
Jackson.
Hi. You like hell with that. I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
All right. You were born August 9th.
Yeah.
Okay. We know the year. And you were born at 10:37 p.m.
Yes.
All right. You were born Charlottesville, Virginia.
Mhm.
All right. So I think your first question is, you could say it. I want to hear you say if you want to hear you talk. So what's your
Sure.
first question?
Okay, let me go back. Um,
Oh yeah. So let me read it. I don't go to the doctor often, typically only for annual. What does my chart have to say about that? Do you get sick?
not really. I mean, if I get sick, I take some herbs. Most of the time I'll go if what I'm doing doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked that is because you got Pluto in the sixth house. So one of your fears is about health. It's the reason why it's actually your first question.
Mm,
One of your fears, because wherever Pluto is, this thing right here, Pluto, right here.
hmm
And you have it conjunct Apollo and conjunct Sapo. So one of your fears is contracting things with a partner that
hmm
will hurt your health. So I can imagine your partner and you going through that sort of phase where you weren't sure if they were doing something and it could have contaminated your health, whether it be sexually or with the food they eat or anything of that nature. Pluto in the sixth house normally creates phobias and fears around health. Okay, so to answer your question, because of Pluto being in the sixth house, your Mercury in the sixth house, and Dark Moon Lilith, the only issues that could be is around your reproductive organs and your excretory system. Reproductive organs meaning your ovaries, your urinary tract,
hmm
your vagina, anus. All these things can be connected also because Pluto is sitting there. This could also be stuff like your appendix, your lung, your intestines, the colon. So I know you say you do an annual, but when's the last time you had a colonoscopy?
I just did that. Was that last fall? Whatever they recommend. I think it was last fall
You
that I
said
did.
last month?
Last fall. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the record. It was time for me to do it, so they sent me to the specialist.
Well, those are the areas I see that could be of concern. Also, your Mercury there that represents your lungs and your hands,
hmm
which means that do you you smoke nicotine?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so that should be no problem there. You should try good breathing habits.
Okay.
Meaning, that'll keep your lungs working how it's supposed to. So those are the areas I see could be of concern. Just
Are
your
you saying that the areas are of concern or that I have a phobia or both?
both
Okay. All right.
both of them.
Gotcha. Mhm.
All right. Now, second question. Now that my children are adults, what does my child reflect in terms of parenting style? Okay.
I should say for successful parenting.
You said successful parenting.
Yeah, I should just say, I mean, yeah, I want to be successful.
How old are your kids now?
Like the oldest one is 26. The youngest is, I think he's 19. So,
Okay.
yeah.
By definition, the fact
Four of
that you didn't know the age.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, 26,
All right. So,
24, 22, and 19 or 20. Lord have
all
mercy.
right, that's cool. So listen, with being older, you
Uh-huh.
look at the progress chart and you have to adjust to parenting. See, parenting is connected to the fifth house and the fourth house. Okay.
Okay.
So now you have Libra sitting on your fifth house of children. You're now progressing to being a Gemini rising. You've been there for the last 20 something years. Now, because you have Uranus, your Sun, your Mercury, and your Venus there, you need to have a sort of a detached partnership with your kids.
Mm,
They should be your friends, not necessarily just your children.
hmm.
That part of you that wants to control or dictate needs to be dead.
Okay.
You need now to be sociable and very much a partner to your kids, meaning they need to be feel as if they are dealing with a friend as opposed to a mother now.
Okay.
Okay? I
Yeah.
say that because Uranus, Venus represents like our relationship dynamic is sitting in your fifth house and it's conjunct dark moon of the Taureau and Uranus. Now, Taureau, if you look, if I pull it up, I got to pull the screen up so you can see what it means. So I'm gonna share the screen. And normally, it normally represents bullying, intimidation, physical work, strength, and flexing your mother duties. However, dark moon is conjunct, and so is Uranus. Now, you have to have a detachment to your kids. You can't have this, I am your mother, la 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 la. You just gotta be able to listen to them. If they need something, just to be of that, that kind of parenting, okay?
Mhm. Okay.
Because that's what it's really saying.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I am. I actually had a reading when they were younger to not to do all of the things that you were saying. And so I didn't know if I needed to switch that orientation now. But it sounds like that's a no. I need to leave it.
Okay, well, that's good. Last question that you have for me um, is my twin flame experience connected to my money? Are you in a relationship now, Miss Crystal?
I'm in a twin flame experience. And I say that it like that. And I need you to know, actually divined on these questions. I was like, what the hell does that mean? So
You say you're in your twin flame era?
I'm in a twin flame experience.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
you got to forgive me for this, okay?
All right.
And this is just my. When I have people talk about twin flames, I get triggered.
Mm-hmm.
I get triggered. The reason why is because you have more. Twin flame sort of insinuates that there's only less than one person that fits you completely than anybody else. That's entirely not true.
Can I
You
give
have,
my definition of it? Can I
say
give
what?
you can I give you my definition when I say twin flame experience?
Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of funny because the young lady you were speaking to earlier, I was like, wow, wow, because there are so many similarities to my life. But the thing is, when the only reason I use that term is because I define twin. Can you hear my background music? I just
No.
realized. Oh Lord, I have frequency music. Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, I apologize. Let me turn that off.
I
I think.
can't hear it, Crystal. Not at all.
Oh Lord. What about now? I just,
I can't hear it. I can't hear the music. I only can hear your voice.
oh, great. Okay, great. Anyway, I define that as for me, as the experiences that are generating rapid change in my life. Not necessarily that it's the only one.
Okay, so like I
So
I'm not here to display
let's
this
say
to
the
sell
current.
anybody's philosophy that they got and they came onto the social media, but I feel as if you have more than one twin flame. We call them fragments of yourself, pieces of yourself that are outside of yourself that you need to come in contact with so you can understand yourself more.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
those are fragments. That one guy that you're talking about is not the only one.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now you feel that way because in your progress chart you have a stellium in Libra, and Libra rules partnership, romantic relationships, that twin flame, the other partner, and you
Hmm.
got Mercury there, Eros there, you got House, you got Sun, you got your Venus, Pluto, you got your Uranus there,
Hmm.
Tauro, Dark Moon, Lilith, Venus, Sappho, and Bacchus, and that's a super stellium, which means that your whole journey in your mind right now is all about the other partner.
Hmm. Okay.
It also means because your Eros is there, is that you're very passionate towards this twin flame journey. You're gonna have a few of them. And to be honest with you, you do not reflect your age. You look very well for your age, which means that this twin flame thing is gonna happen regardless of how old you are.
Hmm.
Whatever you call twin flame. You're gonna have multiple fragments because according to this, you have Bacchus there, which means you're addicted to the idea of love.
Hmm.
You are a helpless romantic, which
Yes.
means that the concept of love, which means that you wake up, sleep, eat, dream, the idea of being with a partner. This is your chart. It's showing that.
Right.
It is there isn't anything else that I see that's different. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, your Uranus, which is the rule of your North Node,
Hmm.
is in Libra.
Mm.
So right now, at this progressed point in time, it is a journey for you. This journey is to learn detachment in your long-term relationships.
Hmm. 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 Yeah, I can definitely see that. I was married for like 30 years, and it I felt like that was a I was like, why is it such a detached experience? Meaning I wasn't complaining, but we literally lived two different lives. And then I'm experiencing the same thing, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just that might just be my way of living, is to have engagements that are relatively detached. you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, to some degree. So this the experiences that you're having now, it's going to come with some conflicts. You have Mars, which is conjunct your North Node.
Okay.
Your North Node is in Aquarius. Your Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and your Uranus is in the fifth house of romantic relationships, and in the sign of Libra that rules long-term relationships. So you are here to understand the philosophy of struggles in
Hmm.
a romantic long-term relationship.
Oh, okay, damn. That's the long term.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just out of curiosity, why did you and your 30-year-old relationship end?
I think we just kind of. I mean, if you can imagine, like I always tell this to people, being with the same person you were with at 18. That's we met at 18, and we were blessed to have like 9 years where it was just us. Then we had some kids, and we took care of them, and then we kind of like grew apart. I believe because of the detached lifestyle that we had.
Would you agree?
Hmm.
Oh, that's my next light. That's my light over there. I use that. Would you agree that you've come to the conclusion that you're not supposed to be with somebody? Well, not everybody is designed to be with somebody from the moment that they come together to the moment that they die.
Oh God, I mean, absolutely not me. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that I would. That's gonna fit for me.
So what would you say to the people that have that ideal that that's what's supposed to happen in long-term relationships?
At this stage, I would say that it's better. I don't want to say better. It could be beneficial to have multiple relationships because, meaning, I'm not saying poly or like, I'm not dealing with the structure.
You're talking about different people coming at different times, correct?
Yes, yes.
Right.
Because,
I understand.
yeah, so because I think that my husband, my ex-husband, and I might have benefited if we had been with more people. We kind of like got in this loop of communication that we couldn't seem to get out of with each other. We could communicate well with other people, but when it came to each other, we were only drawing the same thing out of each other over and over and over again in different facets. And I think that we kept up with each other for as long as we could without that dynamic, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah. So I think that your soul actually yearns for variety, and our society tells us to yearn for, one
Right.
way of doing things.
The way I say it is,
Mhm.
the soul yearns to connect with many people, many persons.
Mm-hmm.
Not all is romantic, but
Right.
the majority of them are your family members, your friends, your associates. But the more that you are what I consider an ancient or old soul, the more you're going to be drawn to those people that made an impact on you from previous lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it and I understand. And with your three questions that you ask, I think we we cover them. Gonna send you a yeah. So I send you a friend request. Also, is my 20K connected to my money? That's the real question that you asked.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you for going back to that.
Yeah. So the money part,
Yes.
I would say it's sort of, not entirely.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's take a look at your natal chart. Your Venus is in Leo, conjunct your South Node, conjunct your Sun, and second house is the ruler. I would say that it's connected to lovers from previous lifetimes, for sure. That means that all these people you connected to, like my friend before,
Mm-hmm.
are is connected to you. Wherever the ruler of the second house
Okay.
is sitting, it brings that house into the picture. And the ruler of your second house is Venus, and it's sitting in the fifth house of children, romantic relationships,
Mm-hmm.
speculation and gambling, and your talents and gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that all of these things are connected to your money, not just one, not just your what you call it again, twin flame journey. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
All right, I appreciate that because yeah, I didn't really understand why that question needed to be asked, but I got you. I understand it now.
All right. Well, thank you for choosing me to guide you in this lifetime. Appreciate you.
Where are you from? I'm sorry, you sound Caribbean.
I am. I'm from the Bahamas,
Okay, okay. All
the
right.
land of the sun, sand, and sea.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, bye. All right, let's go, Keish. Hey,
Hello.
hey, Keish.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sugar.
All right. How
What's
you
going
doing?
on?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a good day. How are you?
I'm feeling better than yesterday.
That's
That's what I
always
tell people.
good.
I feel better than yesterday. That's what's going on.
You're
So,
always supposed to feel better than yesterday because we're
yeah,
progressing.
let me see that. And that space is looking good in the back of there. It's almost looking like mine. Check out mine. Look,
Okay. 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 Okay.
with this with this virtual background. You don't want me to turn this off. I turn this virtual background off. You be like, God damn it, Astro, you gotta do something.
Hmm.
All right. So I see you got questions.
Yes, I do. I do
When
today.
my when my partner my VP, my guardian angel. I don't know how much have questions from my ancestor. I feel a lot better. You see what I'm saying? So, all right. So the first question is: in my current location, where my talents will produce my financial abundance or be recognized? Okay, let's take a look at that. That's a good question. So what I'm gonna do, let me see if I can find your. What happened to your? Yeah, it was in here. Now I gotta. All right, so let me just.
You know what? I really wanted to know about my perfection chart since that was the topic last week.
Okay. All right, let's go with that first then.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go. We're gonna look at your chart and we're gonna look at perfection. Now, what kind of question you got for your chart? What about your perfection? Your annual perfection.
With you looking at it, what can you see? What stands out to you?
We're gonna look at your progress chart as it pertains to now. You cool with that?
Okay. Okay.
So, because you can look at the natal and you look at the progress, and I'm gonna get a little technical with you guys because this is sort of a technical subject. Okay, let's look at the progressed up to this day. Let's see. So you are in what house perfection do you know? What house are you in? It's easy. We could be able to find it right now.
Is it Capricorn?
Hmm?
I thought third house?
You said the third house?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It's easy to figure this out. How much young are you today?
I am half a century.
You are half a century. Oh my God. I'm right there. I'm squeaking right there.
Oh,
It's
you a
squeaking.
youngster. You a youngster. I was there already.
You was there already?
Already there. I was already there.
All right. So your annual perfection as it pertains to like your progress chart is in the third house. You were in the second house
That's what
last
I.
year. Now you're in the third house as it pertains to your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Aquarius when it comes to your progress chart. Let me share
Okay,
the
so I
screen
was
so you can take a look
close.
at it. Yeah, I'm gonna share the screen so you can take a look, so we can understand the subject a little more. All right. So just to teach people who are looking, all right,
Mm-hmm.
so they can understand perfections. All right. So perfection is when it comes to your natal chart. When you start from the ascendant, this is zero. This is year zero. And you got one, which is the second house, two, which is third, all the way around, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And when you reach the age of 12, it's back to the ascendant again. When you reach the age 24, it's back to the ascendant again. When you reach the age 36 and
Right.
48, and respectively, all the way to 72. All right. And it's the same way with um, the second house, the third, the fourth, but it's for the first house. I mean, second house, you go to age 1, then it's 13, then it's 25, then it's 37, then it's 49, 61, 73. And it goes like that all the way around. So every year of your life there is a house that's responsible for it. And for Keisha's own, This house is the third house. Okay. And the annual perfection would bring you in the third house of communication, of writing. I said it again, of writing, of short distance travel, of the neighborhood, or being around in your local area. And when you look at your third house ruler, it's Uranus, and your Uranus is in the 11th house of Libra, which means that 11th house stuff comes to the third house. And this means that when it comes to you, there should be writing, there should be communication, especially in terms of partnering on social media. Now, your Juno is also in Pisces and it's conjunct your Jupiter. So when you see Jupiter or the rulers, because take in mind now, Libra, which is the ruler of your, or the perfection ruler, is in Libra. You also have to take a look at the ruler of Libra and its conjunctions or its placements. And Juno is conjunct Jupiter in Pisces in the fourth house.
Mhm.
And what I see here is a sort of a connection with teaching or teaching area of spirituality locally as it pertains to your partner. Okay. And it's also connected to the internet, social media, connecting in that way, especially when it comes to communication. So that could be publishing, writings, things that put you out there when it comes to that. That is what this year is about for you. The next year will be about your home, right? So when you look at it from a fourth house, because after next year, July, you're going to have areas to deal with when it comes to the hope.
Mm.
You're going to look at the ruler of this fourth house, which is Neptune. And Neptune in your chart is in the first house in your progressed, which means that there's going to be a sort of a relocation into a different country, culture, up and down.
Mm. Okay.
The reason why I said different country is because Sagittarius in the first house represents travel of self.
Uh-huh.
Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter represents is in Pisces, is rules spirituality, and is conjunct Juno, which meaning traveling to foreign places, foreign culture, possibly in a local place, dealing with spirituality.
Okay.
All right. What's what's your next question?
That was
Which
um
locations are your talents most heightened?
yeah, that was the second one, but then you read off the first one.
Yeah, is my current location where my talents will produce my financial abundance. All right, let's take a look.
Hmm.
Give me a second. Let me pull up. Let me, because I don't know why this isn't in my other software. All right. July 8th. And the time of birth is 3:30 p.m. Queens, New York.
Mhm.
You know, you still got that Queens accent.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna leave.
People tell you it all the time, say they can tell you from Queens.
Yes, all the
Yeah,
time.
you
Or
got
they'd
that.
be like, "Where are you
Oh,
from?"
I'm from Queens.
And then he'd be like, "Oh, okay, I can hear it."
All right. So let's take a look. And let me present this so you can see what we're looking at. Let's look at the entire screen. 1 second. All right, let's go. Entire screen. Click, share, and boom. All right, so this is it. This is your. So let's take a look at your map. So we're gonna load your map. We're gonna add some planets in here.
I always like this part.
You say you like this part?
Yeah, the
We got
guitar.
Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, North Node. We may add Chiron. Let's add Ceres, Juno, Pallas, Vesta, Lilith. And let's see how it changes. Oh, there you go. You got more stuff. Now, you talk about your location.
Talents for talents.
For talents.
Talents and finance, that area.
Okay, so when you look at talents and finance, we got to take a look at Venus and the sun. The sun is an indicator of that. And if we zoom in here and we look at where your sun line is, we zoom out some more. You got your sun line running through Nevada. I think Oklahoma. Where's this place? Where's Boise? You gotta excuse me.
Boise.
Boise. Yeah, where's Boise?
Boise is why am I'm not good at geometry. So
It's all right. So when you look at your Vesta line, which represents like your sacred work, you have it running through Boise, but as you can see, it's also running through San Diego, Las Vegas, and it's your sun line is close to Phoenix. As you can see, as a matter of fact, it runs through Flagstaff, where we were for training. Remember we were for training?
yeah. Wow.
Your sun line actually runs through Flagstaff and
Wow.
Phoenix. So anywhere Arizona and anywhere like Nevada is where those areas would really showcase your talents, like you say. Now, where your moon line is where it's going to feel like home.
Okay.
And that's only place that it's running through is San Juan. I think isn't that Puerto Rico?
I believe so.
Yeah. You would go there, you probably feel at home as well. So as it pertains to your talent,
I'm going that direction in November. So we shall see.
right. Well, as you can see, your sun line also runs through certain parts of California as well. All right. And New Mexico. So basically, those are the areas that will showcase your talents, your skills that you would want. All right. If you want me to put it in, let's take a look. And let me put it in here. Let me add a city. Let's go with.
So what is it actually saying for where I am now? Like what?
You said, what does it say?
Yeah, like what is it? What is it?
So
What
see
is
right here, Vesta
now?
is here, Saturn, and then your sun. So basically, that's the area you're gonna feel mostly drawn to. For your area that you're in now, that's Virginia, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So as you can see, you have what part of Virginia are you in? Is it Charlottesville? Is it Richmond?
It's the lower part of Virginia, like closest to North Carolina.
Okay, so it's like in this area. Is further than Norfolk and Virginia Beach?
It's more west.
More west.
Yes, west and south.
West and south. So like around here, like
I'm
Bristol,
trying. I'm trying to see.
because
Yes, around that area.
around Bristol, well, your Mars line is further from it. So the more you go around Richmond and Charlottesville and all the other stuff, it'll be harder for you. Because Mars is where you have drive, but it's also where you have the most conflict.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so that's what I see for this Mars line here.
Huh. That's
But
interesting.
let's do something else. Let's take a
Okay.
look at your progress chart. So I'm gonna close this out and we can look at your progress chart, okay?
Okay.
Real quick.
Okay.
And then we're gonna see if that has changed before I give you this. All right, so let's okay, voila. Okay, so let's look at the map here now and see what has changed. Maybe it's shifted a little bit.
Okay.
Let's take a look. All right, so where you are now, I think you mentioned this. Your dark moon Lilith is probably, well, Virginia is nowhere near any of those lines. The closest line is
So I'm not really supposed to be here?
no, you could be no, you could no, you could be there. It's just doesn't it's just a safe place.
Okay.
It isn't any place that's going, grow you strongly, but it's
Uh,
going to be sort of like a safe haven. Does it make
okay.
sense I'm saying to you?
Yes.
You don't have
Yes.
any of these strong influences around here. But when you get into places like over here, huh, that's chaos.
Good.
All right. So I would say where you are now is a safe haven. It doesn't, you're going to feel as if you're not really truly growing, but you're going to feel as if this is a place where you can go to when things are really being heavy at other parts or other places.
Okay.
I would say this though, your dark monolithic line is running through the Bahamas. And your moon line is running through. Yes, yeah. I'm just telling you what I see. I just saying. So yeah, that's what I see there. So those are the places. I think that answers both of your questions to some degree.
Yes. Yeah,
All
because
right,
number one and number two were kind of the same. So yeah.
all right. Well, that's that right there. Uh, so you at your safe space. That's a safe haven where you are.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
place where you could be like, man, this world is fucked up. I'm gonna just go home and just chill out. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a safe
Yeah,
space.
it does kind of feel that way.
It feels that way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you again, Sugar. I always
Thank
appreciate you.
you.
You
No
know.
problem. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Talk with you later. All right, y'all. It's been almost 2 hours. Thank you very much for pouring into me. If you got anything that you want to do next, I'm sure by Friday, most of you guys will have your money. So you can be able to ask your 20 questions. I mean your 3 questions. And I'll help you out. I'll be right here for you. All right. Anyway, guys, y'all enjoy the rest. Now, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a live in my Patreon. You could sign up for my Patreon. I'm gonna leave the link to my Patreon and on my YouTube and on my Facebook. Like I said, is as small as $5 a month. You have $5 tier, you have a $10 tier, you have a $20 tier. All right. The $20 tier gets you direct access to me. You'll be on my Zoom, be able to ask questions about your chart and just teach you because I do basic classes every week, once every week, They're just to get people familiar with their charts. If you're interested in that, you can join my Patreon. Let me send you a link here so you guys can have it. So 1 second, don't go anywhere. I'm going to share it right now. Do, 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 do. See if I can share this. Hold up. I don't know how to share this thing. Okay, here you go. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to share this. And let's see. Let me just share it in this chat so you guys can join me. You know, join my peoples. Get more access to me as opposed to just my Facebook. Let me see if you guys can get onto that. Let me know. That's it there for Facebook and Instagram. Let me go on my Facebook. I'm going to share that again so you guys can join me. I think that's it. Right, so there it is. You guys are interested? Join me there. And enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Love you guys. Be safe.